The Heart's Journey. In the enchanting village of Adid, renowned for its stunningly beautiful women, a sense of pride filled the hearts of its residents. Among them was a young woman named Silly, whose beauty was unrivaled. With her radiant smile and kind spirit, she captured the admiration of everyone who crossed her path. Silly lived with her parents and her beloved brother, Abasi, in a small, happy family that thrived on love and togetherness. As the sun shone brightly over the village and the birds sang sweet melodies, Silly and Abasi enjoyed their simple life, cherishing every moment spent in laughter and joy. However, tragedy struck when their parents passed away, leaving Silly and Abasi to navigate their grief together. The once vibrant home fell silent, and the siblings leaned on each other for strength, vowing to honor their parents' memory by supporting one another through thick and thin. Years passed, and Silly blossomed into a stunning young woman. At 25, she felt the weight of expectation as her relatives urged her to marry. While many girls her age had found husbands and started families, Silly remained single, choosing to wait for the right man who would cherish her for who she was. She had been seeing a kind-hearted man named Deli, but doubt lingered in her heart about whether he was truly the one. After much contemplation and pressure from her family, Silly made the decision to marry Dilly. The entire village buzzed with excitement as preparations for the wedding began. Silly hoped this was the right choice, and as the day of the ceremony approached, she felt a mix of anticipation and anxiety. The wedding day arrived, and the village of Aded was alive with joy. The air was filled with laughter, music, and the sweet scent of flowers as everyone celebrated Silly's union with Deli. Yet, amidst the festivities, Silly's heart was heavy with uncertainty. She wanted to be a good wife and fulfill the expectations of motherhood, but as time passed, the couple struggled to conceive. 2 years went by without a child, and Deli's mother began to worry. Silly felt the pressure mounting as whispers of concern spread through the village. Her heart ached with sadness, knowing she was unable to give Deli the family he desired. The joy that once filled their home was replaced with an unbearable silence, and Silly couldn't shake the feeling of failure. In a desperate attempt to find answers, Deli's mother devised a plan to determine the cause of their childlessness. She brought another woman into their home, and soon after, that woman returned with news of her pregnancy. The revelation shattered Silly, who felt her world crumble around her. Deli's mother, believing Silly was the problem, demanded that she leave, leaving Silly heartbroken and alone. Silly returned to her brother Abasi's home, feeling lost and ashamed. The villagers whispered their pity, and Silly struggled to regain her sense of self-worth. But her relatives, seeing the beauty and kindness within her, encouraged her to try again, insisting that she deserved another chance at happiness. One day, a handsome man named Chica arrived in Aded, drawn by tales of the village's beautiful women. When he laid eyes on Silly, he was instantly captivated. Despite her hesitation, Silly found herself charmed by Chica's kindness and patience. After much thought, she agreed to marry him, hoping for a fresh start. However, as the months passed, the same worry crept into Chica's heart. After a year without children, he expressed his concerns to Silly, leaving her feeling trapped between her desire for a family and the fear of losing yet another husband. In a moment of desperation, she made a heartbreaking decision: to seek the counsel of a wise woman who lived deep in the forest. The wise woman revealed a shocking truth. Silly's parents had cast a protective spell to lock her womb, fearing the dangers of her beauty. The only way to break the curse was to share a bond with someone who shared her blood. Her brother, Abasi. Silly's heart raced with disbelief at the thought of such an unthinkable act, yet the fear of never becoming a mother weighed heavily on her. As Silly battled her inner turmoil, she met Doku, a wealthy man from the city who was drawn to her beauty and grace. Though flattered by his attention, Silly felt the weight of her secret pressing down on her. When Doku proposed, she accepted, hoping that this time would be different. As their wedding day approached, Silly's anxiety grew. She knew she had to break the curse before leaving with Doku, and the thought of approaching Abasi filled her with dread. On the night of the wedding, she made an excuse to leave the celebrations early, her heart pounding as she headed to her brother's house. When Silly arrived, Abasi welcomed her with open neck